Hello survivors and welcome to another video. In today's video we are going to be taking the worst character in the game, Garunton, and we are going to make him invulnerable. Now the way that we do this, and it is very important, you grab yourself two max weapons, you go into the game. We're going to do it on the inlaid library just because, and you need to make sure you are on inverse. We need the extra arcana and we need to get, let's just get the extra arcana. We need to get the other items from the traveling merchant. So we're going to go to the merchant and I'll show you why we go to him. So the first thing that we need is to pick a card. It gives us an extra arcana, and then we grab as many banishes, rerolls and skips as possible. Now the reason for this is because, well, what we're trying to grab ourselves is actually very difficult to get. So the first thing we're going to grab is Heart of Fire, and that's because the tribe bracelet is now here. And then we are going to grab Wicked Season, and then we are going to grab another arcana, but we'll see that for later. So we're going to jump to the part where we've got everything we need, so I will see you then. Alright, so we finally got to a point where we got everything we wanted. We did have to do it this way, unfortunately, because it is very RNG heavy. We did have to buy a lot of banishes and use all the not all the rerolls, but you know, we had to banish nearly every single weapon just to get ourselves the Great Jubilee. It is quite a low drop chance, so you know, RNG heavy isn't the greatest of things, but with this weapon, even the worst character in the game is practically immortal. Now, if you don't want to constantly freeze the enemies, you can just go and grab yourself the bone zone. Not grab yourself, just go into the bone zone, and you're not going to have the freezer spawn. Another thing you could do that will increase the amount of damage output is one of the arcanas that you can grab, which we will be grabbing at the 21-minute mark, will be the Gel of Crystal. Now the reason you're going to get that is every time you're going to freeze the enemies, it's going to make them explode. Now this isn't meant to be getting yourself gold or anything like that, so you don't have to worry about the gold fever. However, if you did grab gold fever as the arcana, you are not going to die ever. So you are going to land up getting money all the time, because you do just get a lot of luck, especially with Wicked Season as well, and as well with freezing everything. You just get a lot of gold coming from the enemies, which heals you. You get a lot of freezing with the Origolians from all the braziers that you get, and it just, you know, you get so much life. It's very, very difficult to die in this build. So that's the reason why we can say you're practically invulnerable. I'm going to say practically invulnerable because obviously you're still going to die to the Reaper. There are ways to stop that, but that's not what we're trying to do. We're just trying to show you that even with the worst character in the game, with the addition of the Greatest Jubilee, it is impossible to die. If we landed up getting a super candy box now, we would probably just throw it away. Unfortunately, we don't need anything from them. If you are fortunate enough to get one very early in the game without having to do all the banishes and that, and you could get the Greatest Jubilee from Candy Box 1, not Candy Box 2, because Candy Box 2 only has evolutions in it. Excuse me, then you'll be very lucky. But this is stupidly strong. We've still got the gold fever going. We picked up this over here, so let's just freeze. The only time it's going to be difficult is when you get an enemy that can't be frozen. I don't think there are any bosses in the game that are like that, so I don't think it is anything that you need to worry about. I mean, even the Grounder can be frozen. It's really, really cool that they added the Tribe Bracelet to the Heart of Fire. So now you don't really... It does a lot more damage. And actually, if you get yourself Duration, it might be very, very good then. Okay, we're going to grab ourselves the 4th Arcana now. Now, we could, there are a couple of things we could go, a couple of routes, but this is probably the best. Oh, that's not even it. It's not Gel of Crystal. Which Arcana is it called now? Oh, Out of Bounds. There we go. So Out of Bounds will probably be the best one, and that's because of the Rologians that we keep spawning. So we're going to grab it just to see what it's like. And hopefully now whenever we freeze enemies, they also die pretty quickly. It's just for that extra, because I mean we do pick up Orgolian after Orgolian after Orgolian. There's probably much better Arcanas out there, but it's just nice to freeze them every time you pick up an Orgolian. I mean, why not? Also, please remember that this is on inverse, so the enemies have already 200% more life, as well as a continuous increase in life and things like that. So inverse mode does make it even harder, and as you can see, he has absolutely no problem surviving. So thank goodness Hearts of Fire is a thing now, as well as being able to... I mean, how much curse do we have? 300% curse. We'll make it 400% now by killing something here. Kill ourselves the witch. Don't have to worry about anything even moving. We are invincible. Yeah, okay, so we might be invincible, but doesn't mean we do a lot of damage. It just shows you how bad this guy is. Oh man. We actually get quite a few gold fevers because of the amount of luck that we get. Well, the braziers as well, but we have 194% luck, which is actually pretty decent. Alright, finally, things are no longer frozen. As you can see though, we do actually keep them away from us. They are at bay. You are very, very safe with this build. You might not need the Greatest Jubilee. You could probably just use these weapons with the Heart of Fire. But the Greatest Jubilee definitely helps keep you alive with all of the braziers that you keep breaking. Obviously there's no enemies over there, so the count doesn't go up. We do have to kind of move around if we want to get more experience. And right at the end we get the candy box. Doesn't quite help us now, so, you know, that's quite funny. Also, I'm not sure why Flame of Misspell isn't part of Hearts of Fire. I guess it might be a bit too strong. You kind of have a flamethrower, so it would be like putting the NFT in there as well. Imagine if NFT was exploding everything it hit right now, that would just be stupidly strong. So maybe that's why, maybe not, I don't know. But we landed up getting everything, and this is what it looks like. So you're not going to hit the most amazing of levels, unfortunately, because the weapon does suck. This character is terrible. So, but at least you don't have to die on him anymore. You can clear every level you want. You just need to be lucky enough to get yourself the Greatest Jubilee. So we could actually sit here infinitely. I doubt there's any time that he's going to unfreeze and get... Never mind. Oh, goodness. That one time. Alright. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. The Tribe Bracelet looks 78 million. Isn't bad at all. But out of bounds, you could see it did 9.8 million for the 4 minutes that it was out, which is pretty impressive. Anyway, that's one way to get the dragon to the end of the game. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Cheers.